State's Exhibit number 126C and D.
You may.
Detective, having seen the files, did you observe that the files contain metadata which can tell you the time and date that the voice note was created and sent?
Yes.
I've highlighted State's Exhibit number 126C. What is the time and date of this WhatsApp voice note?
Well, it contains the date, March 25th, 2018.
Correct. And then what's the date modified on it?
Yes, the modified date is 7:41 p.m.
Okay. So the file itself contains the actual date, and then the metadata confirms that at the time.
That's correct.
May I publish, Your Honor?
You may.
With money or whatever you needed, you're the one who gave me the old "I don't want to be a vampire" to me kind of line, right? So I don't know, baby. You know.
Showing you State's Exhibit 126D. What is the time and date of? What is the time and date of 126B?
March 25th, 2018 at 7:51 p.m.
Survive. I don't want to see you struggle to just survive when you can thrive with me for a few months, get a green card, get through your studies in your step one, and have a comfortable life. But I guess I understand it's not the top choice for you in terms of what you want to do with your life, but it's only for a short period of time. I mean, 6 months, 8 months, however long it takes to get through the study, the step one, and you receive a green card. But anyway, you'll do what you want to do. I know that.
And then State's Exhibit number 127, where you also provided that.
Yes.
Does that indicate the time and date modified?
Yes, March 27th, 2018, 9:09 p.m.
Is that the date before the WhatsApp text exchange that we see in State's Exhibit 164?
Yes, it is.
May I publish 127 this time, Your Honor?
Okay. Hey, baby. I hope you're okay. I just wanted to clear up a couple of things that you said that didn't make sense to me. I understand that you don't want to ask for money, and I understand that, but you can, and I want to help you. But when you kept saying we won't work, you're not going to have to ask for money. I already told you that I'm going to give you money. You're going to have your own money. You'll have your own credit card. I mean, you're going to have, independence in terms of your financial independence. You're going to have, money to spend on your own things. I'll give you that. You can call it an allowance or whatever, but, I'll give you your own credit card. So you'll have these things. You're not going to have to feel like you have to ask for money and, like you do with your parents or whatever. So I hope you understand that. So I just wanted to make that clear. And, you're missing the Palmeiras game. It's 2-1. Palmeiras is losing. So I don't know what happens if it ends this way and they have to go to a shootout to break the tie. Oh, and by the way, also the Heat, Miami is crushing Cleveland so far, but it's not even halftime yet. So anyway, I hope you're okay, and I hope you're not stressing too much. But again, I want to help you. I will help you, and you don't have to worry about asking me for money when we're together. You're going to have your own money that I will have given you, and you'll have a credit card, and you'll have the ability to spend whatever you want, whenever you want. Okay?
All right, Ms. Ramsey, cross-examination.
Detective, it's fair to say that both of your home police department shared a great deal of information with you regarding their investigation.
That's correct.
And you started off by talking to us about a number of things that you attempted to confirm by looking at data and GPS locations on both Mr. Scandirito Jr.'s device as well as Mr. Scandirito Sr.'s device. Right?
I don't believe we have any GPS coordinates off of Scandirito Jr.'s device, but off Scandirito Sr.'s device, yes.
Okay. But you did have tower hits and things like that from Junior.
That's correct.
All right. And so, I mean, to start with, Boca Raton told you that they believed that Mr. Scandirito Sr. and Jr. had been at this golf course in Boca.
That's correct.
Did they also share with you that there were eyewitnesses?
I was not provided any particular names. I would assume there'd be people there, though.
But they did in fact provide you with the receipts from the game for both junior and senior?
That's correct.
Okay. They obviously provided you throughout the investigation with various surveillance video from inside the housing development in which Scandirito Sr. lived?
That's correct.
So you could actually watch his vehicle coming and going?
Well, I requested screenshots, so they provided the screenshots and not the actual video.
Okay, but they told you that they were at the golf course on March 28th between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m., and you confirmed that through the data.
That's correct.
Okay, they also shared with you that they had actual video evidence of Scandirito Jr. at Home Depot.
That's correct.
Okay, and you looked for data that could confirm that.
That's correct.
All right, then they told you that Mr. Scandirito Jr.'s car was at the location at Fort Lauderdale. They had video of that.
Actually, I was not aware of that.
You didn't know that they had video of him coming and going from the garage repeatedly?
I was just made aware of that recently, but I was not aware of that up until, I think, a day or two ago.
Okay, but you were able to confirm that with data?
I was able to show that it was consistent with the device being at Scandirito Jr.'s address, yes.
Okay, they told you that there were 2 receipts at the Publix there in Boca Raton, one at 3-something and one after 6 p.m. on the 29th.
That's correct.
All right, and so you checked the data and the phones as well as driving the location yourself to confirm that.
That's correct.
But you knew there was video of that, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Then they told you that there was a receipt for someone being at the Walgreens on March 30th at 1:45 p.m.
That's correct.
Did you know that there was video of that as well?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe the screenshots I have too.
Sure, but you looked for data in the phones regarding that.
That's correct.
Okay. And Knowles Park on March 31st, were you aware that there was video of the car being driven there?
Yes.
Okay, but you looked for data on that as well?
That's correct.
Okay, so the majority of your work in this case has simply been trying to find data within these devices to confirm what we have video evidence of and live witnesses for?
No, not necessarily. My role was to analyze the data over the course of those several days. In addition to that, I used the known information to corroborate the accuracy of the data we do have, so then I can confirm accuracy of information during times that we cannot say 100% that Scandirito Sr. or Jr. at a particular location, but I can be confident that that's accurate because of all the other corroborative work that I performed and all of the information provided by Boca Raton PD.
Well, the only thing that we don't have video, sir, for these events seems to be the 329 data where you have the phone going to Miami Gardens. There's no video of that.
That's correct.
Okay? But these other incidents, there's video and witnesses.
Yes.
Okay. So you also, in addition to looking at actually location data, you were able to look at actual Gmails that are on the phone as well as text messages.
That's correct. With the Gmail information, I looked at through the Google legal demand. The text message content would have been through the actual device or the forensic download of the device.
Sure. And you talked a little bit about, on your direct examination, about some searches that were done by Mr. Scandirito Jr. on the phone.
That's correct.
Okay, and in particular, one of the things that you told this jury about was that back on March 22nd of 2018, that Mr. Scandirito was looking at housing in Medellin, Colombia.
I just want to confirm the date real quick.
Sure.
You said March 22nd, correct?
That's what you told us, sir.
Sure. Yes, that is correct. March 22nd around 5:01 p.m.
And why did you think that was important?
It's a location in another country. So when we look at criminal investigations and we start seeing individuals searching locations in another country, it can raise an alarm of maybe thinking of a place to go after whatever the incident ends up being.
Well, that's the way a police officer would think.
Well, I am a
But
police
you
officer,
found-
so.
You found lots of other searches involving Colombia and Brazil.
There are other searches that we talked about after that, yes.
Okay. In fact, did you see that Mr. Scandirito would regularly visit a location called ColombianCupid.com?
Is that in the search or browsing
Yes,
history?
It's in the search. It's in the, well, I'm not sure, sir.
Okay.
I can tell you one of those where it appears, and you can backtrack from there. I do have it on 3/28 at 1:14 p.m.
You said Columbia Cupid?
Colombian Cupid.
Is that one word or two words in the search?
The website appears to be www.colombiancupid.com.
Okay, yes, I see one on March 30th. You want me to go through the whole list of
Yeah.
ones I find? Okay.
Yeah.
March 28th. March 28th again, 2 seconds prior to the previous one. Again, March 28th around the same time, 1 second prior. March 28th, about 20 seconds prior to the last one. March 28th, again, a few more seconds before the last. March 28th, a few more seconds before the last one.
Can you go back and tell us when he first visited that site?
Sure. March 24th, I believe, is the last time I see it.
Okay. And do you know what Colombian Cupid is?
I could guess, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head now.
Okay. So, I mean, dating site?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Okay. You also had access in Mr. Scandirito's phones to all of his text messages and so forth.
That's correct.
And did you see in his text messages that there was a set of group messages or a group chat that involved individuals by the name of Nesh, Kai, and Jim?
Doesn't ring a bell at this point, but
Jim Pelosi, Kylie High, and Kylie Nesh?
it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, then why didn't you look at those then? For why?
So there's thousands of lines of data that I did review, and I don't know how many gigabytes of data is on the actual device itself. I don't unfortunately have unlimited time, so I look at what I can, and that's basically it. Based on the searches that I did, I mean, that's the information I had.
Well, I mean, let's be fair about this. Your searches are really being directed a lot by the Boca Raton police.
It's being directed by the time frame mainly, but yeah, there's information provided by Boca Raton Police Department, and I use that, like I said, I use that information to try to corroborate all of the other information I do have.
Okay, and so when you pull, for instance, this one search where he's looking at Colombia, you don't look for other evidence on the phone that would establish that that was an innocuous search because Mr. Scandirito travels regularly to South America. True?
I don't know what his travel routine is.
I understand that, but you don't look in the phone, you don't search, just like you did just now when you searched for Columbia Cupid. You don't search through the phone and find if there's other information that indicates that he's traveled to Colombia, that he's communicating with people in Colombia, or he's traveling to Brazil and communicating with people in Brazil. You're not doing that.
So the majority of the forensic examination search was actually done by Detective Fay, as he testified yesterday. I did a limited search on there, but the majority of my role was in regards to cell phone mapping, geolocation information, and that Google-related and WhatsApp information.
Except that you came in here and told this jury, hey, on March 22nd, he was searching for a place to stay in Colombia, and, you know, I picked that up and I repeated that here in court because it may be an indication that he's going to try to flee the country.
It certainly may be an indication.
But it may not, because there may be other things, for instance, in this group's chat where he's sending pictures to his friends and he's talking about his trip to Colombia. Right?
I don't know. I don't have that message.
I understand that. I understand that. You did not investigate that. Right?
It was not my role to do that. I was tasked to look at the Google search information, go over a very limited amount of the text messages from the actual device, go over the cell phone records, go over the Google location information, and then go over the WhatsApp stuff that was provided to me. The forensic search of the actual cellular device was not something that I was tasked with. It was what somebody else was tasked with.
Okay. And so did you look at photographs that were in the phone as well, sir?
If I did, it was very limited.
Did the Boca Raton Police Department share with you the passports that they took from Mr. Scandirito?
No, they did not.
Okay, so did you know that they actually had passports that document his travel?
I was not provided that information.
Okay, and obviously the state attorney, when you discussed this information with him, didn't mention this to you.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not aware. I don't recall a conversation about his passports and what stamps may or may not be on his passport.
Did they share with you that in fact he was a member of some dating organizations like Tender Brazil and Tender Colombia?
I don't recall being provided that information.
Okay, so you just told them about this singular search on March 22nd that preceded the death of Scandirito Sr., and nobody discussed with you the fact that Mr. Scandirito regularly visited those places or dated women from those areas.
I provide the data that's there, and then we proceed with that information.
Okay. So you also talked to us today about a few other searches that you uncovered on Mr. Scandirito's phone, but I would like to talk to you about other searches that took place in that same period of March 28th to 29th.
Okay.
Okay? You told us that he had searched this game late in the evening on March 28th.
A Corinthians game, I believe?
Right, okay. But we've already discussed that earlier in the day at 1:14, he's searching on Columbia Cupid. Okay, and what is the search that occurs at 3:02 p.m. on March 28th?
I will have to look it up.
I'm gonna help you just so.
Okay, yeah, because it's separated in search and browsing.
Right, so we can get through it. If you can search for In-N-Out Burger, Florida, on March 28th.
March 28th, UTC time, 19:01 hours, In-N-Out Burger. There's a couple searches for it.
Okay, and that would be actually at 3:02 p.m., right?
That's correct.
Okay. Later on, a few minutes later that same day, do you see a search for a Wooderson t-shirt?
Yes.
Okay, do you know what Wooderson is?
No idea.
Have you ever seen the movie Dazed and Confused about a couple of pot-smoking guys?
I've heard of the movie. I don't think I've seen it.
Okay. And at 3:53 on the 28th, do you see a search for Matthew McConaughey?
I do see that.
Okay, he's a Dazed and Confused star.
Ah,
Okay. At 5:40 p.m. on 3/28, do you see a search for the Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus?
yes, I do.
Okay, that's a movie. Have you ever seen that?
No, I have not.
Okay. And then at 7:34, it goes back to Columbia to Cupid.
Probably on this one. Sorry, I just got to switch back and forth between the two. Yes.
Okay. Then we have a couple searches in for the Sao Paulo game. And you've already talked to us about these text messages that come from WhatsApp. And give me 1 second, so I'm putting them in order for us.
May.
So, sir, did the Boca Raton Police Department or the state attorney share with you the theory that Mr. Scandirito was killed sometime between 11:30 a.m. on March 28th and 12:30 p.m. on March 29th?
Yes.
Okay. So this particular Just App exchange, which starts on March the 28th at 7:39 a.m., okay, from 7:39 a.m. until approximately 7:55 a.m., there's a pretty regular text exchange between this young woman, Mayara, and Mr. Scandirito.
That's correct.
Okay? And then were you aware that Mr. Scandirito was seen on video leaving his apartment about that time, 7:58 a.m., to go to golf in Boca?
I was not.
Okay. So you do know, based upon your digital analysis, that Mr. Scandirito Jr. is at the golf course from approximately 9 a.m. until 12 p.m.
That's correct.
And then he drives to his father's house.
That's correct.
Okay? And so at 1:35 p.m., you see another addition of texting between Mayara and Mr. Scandirito.
That's correct.
Okay, and it goes from 1:35 p.m. until it looks like about 2:48 p.m.
That's correct.
Okay, and so then about 15 minutes later, we see these series of searches for the In-N-Out Burger, the Wooderson t-shirt, Matthew McConaughey, followed by the Rolling Stones.
That's correct.
Okay, and then when Mr. Scandirito first starts Googling about the game, it's Globo eSport, as we're talking about, right?
That's correct.
Okay, that's at 8:38 p.m. That's also when he begins texting with Mayara again.
Yes.
Okay, and so those exchanges with Mayara pretty consistently go from 8:37 until 11:33 p.m.
I got it at 11:28 p.m., I believe.
Okay, 11:28 p.m. So you pointed out some things that were said in that text message, but from, say, the last hour or so that Mr. Scandirito and her are texting, starting at 10:09, he's asking her if she's packed yet, right?
Yes, packed yet at 10:09 p.m.
And then there are questions about, they're clearly talking about her going to New York. She's saying he's saying the Big Apple will make you happy at 10:11,
That's correct.
right?
Yes.
Then they start texting about this particular game, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, talking about Corinthians is desperate now, talking about singular and plural names of teams, penalties. And the last page of the text, they're talking about what's the update, the suspense is killing me, I think Palmeiras will lose, he's telling her, have faith, baby, believe in them, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so that text message, that series of text messages with this woman, which ends at 11:28 p.m., okay? I mean, you realize that the state's theory is that the defendant leaves that text message and goes in the house and kills his dad?
All right, beyond the scope, it's argumentative, sustained.
I mean, in the next text message, the next series of searches that you have for Mr. Scandirito is at about 12:30 when he's looking for stores that are open, Walmarts that are open.
12:33 a.m., yes.
Right. So in that hour time period between 2 hours of texting with the girlfriend, then there is 1 hour of nothing happening, and then he's looking for Walmart.
That's correct.
Did they share with you the fact that Mr. Scandirito was seen coming and going from his father's residence multiple times in the vehicle after 12:33?
No.
You didn't know that he had come and gone from that residence quickly 6 times between 12:30 and 6 a.m.?
No, I did not have that information.
Okay. This information that you communicated with us towards the end, which had to do with Mr. Scandirito searching for Brazilian citizenship, searching for airlines. That is all searches and information that he was seeking after the death of his father.
That's correct.
Nothing further.
Redirect, Dave.
Detective Noyes, just to be clear, you were asked some questions on cross-examination about text messages contained in the phone.
That's correct.
Did you do the digital forensic analysis of the phone?
I did not.
What is the difference from what you did compared to a digital forensic analysis?
The difference is I received the records solely from the company, whether it was Google, AT&T, and T-Mobile. In those records, I don't have content. They don't record your phone calls, at least they don't provide that to us, and they don't capture, AT&T and T-Mobile don't capture the content of a text message. So the difference would be when you download somebody's phone and you're looking at what was in somebody's phone, your phone obviously has that information. You'll have a list of text messages, some that have been deleted and the ones that are still on there, of course, too. You'll have internet history, you'll have emails, you'll have social media stuff, you'll have pictures, videos, audio, Wi-Fi connections. It's just a variety of information that's stored in the phone. But that's not the same information you get from these companies.
But you are familiar with the Cellbrite extraction software?
Yes, I've used it several times.
Any personal witness?
Are you able to search in the Cellbrite extraction software?
Yes, you are.
And you can search by keywords?
Yes, you can.
With a search of the keyword, the first 5 letters of Medellin, or I'm sorry, first 6 letters of Medellin, when's the last time there was any MMS message between the defendant's handset and anyone regarding Medellin?
The last text message, according to Cellbrite, is March 24th, 2017 at 9:09 p.m.
You said text message. Is there a difference between a text message and an MMS?
Yes, there is. So MMS would be a group or picture video message. SMS would be a regular text message.
Can you also search the SMS or regular text message?
Yes, you can.
And with the same search, when is the last time Medellin is mentioned in a regular text message in the phone?
The last time it's mentioned in a regular text message is May 7th, 2017 at 8:17 p.m.
But again, that wasn't your responsibility, correct?
That's correct.
Your responsibility was to search the Google searches. The
That's correct.
And what was the date of that purchase?
The date of the search was March 22nd, right at 5:01 p.m.
And was that a search for a purchase of property?
Well, it says the exact words on the search is Medellin apartment rentals or for Medellin apartments for sale. Some places refer to as apartments kind of like condos, so theoretically it could be actually a purchase. And then there's also a search on Realtor.com, which also has sales and rental information for properties.
Okay, and that was 6 days prior to the date that the last known seen the victim, correct?
That's correct.
And then Ms. Ramsey asked you about the dating website, and I think you indicated to her that he visited the dating website on the 30th, the 28th, and the 24th, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
So you have him searching for a place to live and companionship prior to Skip Scandirito's disappearance.
Yes.
When you searched Google, did you find any searches for medical help?
I don't recall. I could do another search again right now. No, I don't see anything specifically mentioning medical help.
How about specific to 28th? Do you find anything regarding overdoses?
No, I don't see anything. Oh, hold on. No, I don't see anything with overdoses.
Just a search for Walmart.
Just a search for Walmart, yes.
Ms. Ramsey asked about when you plotted the points, were you only plotting things where there was video or witnesses? Were you provided or did you have any information that there was video of the defendant traveling to Miami Gardens?
No, I did not have any video of him traveling to Miami Gardens.
And were you provided any information that there was any video of the times when the defendant is texting Skip Scandirito's phone?
I'm sorry, one more time?
Do you remember when you testified on the 30th, there was a time period where the two phones were consistent with being in the same location when they were texting each other?
That's correct.
Were you provided any video or any information to that effect?
No.
And were you provided any video or other information of the times when the defendant's cell phone called the victim's phone consistent with being in the same location?
No, it was not.
I have no further questions.
All right, Detective Noyes, you can step down. Let me see the attorneys up here at the bench briefly. Thank you. All right, folks, we're going to take a lunch recess now, only an hour today. I mean, I'm saying that only because it's not going to be a day that you're going to walk outside this building. Presumably not. But we'll get back together at 1 o'clock for the state's continuation of their case in chief, and we'll take it from there. All right, we'll see you at 1 o'clock. Please don't discuss this case with anyone. I want to talk to you about this case. All right, thank you. Okay, well, let's get the door closed. Door closed. Thank you. While Detective Noyes was on direct examination, I had my judicial assistant provide to Ms. Walters the tape. so of Mr. Hughes. So you presumably at 1 o'clock will be able to straighten out all these exhibit numbers, right?
We can do it now, but yeah.
Well, we'll do it at 1 o'clock, and we're ready to go at 1 o'clock. I'll see you guys at 1. All right, have a great lunch, everybody. 1 o'clock.
All right, good.